Have you ever seen a photo of it? Thousands of people perched atop a massive concrete barrier, cheering, crying, and chipping away at it with hammers and pickaxes. It's one of the most powerful images of the 20th century. But what you're seeing is more than just a wall coming down. It's the moment an entire world order crumbled, the moment a decades-long standoff between superpowers began to thaw, and the moment millions of people tasted freedom for the first time. This is the story of the fall of the Berlin Wall. To truly understand why this moment was so electric, we have to go back. Picture this. World War II has just ended. Germany is defeated, and the victorious Allied powers, the United States, the United Kingdom, France, and the Soviet Union, carve up the country and its capital, Berlin, into 4 occupation zones. The idea was to govern it together. But almost immediately, ideological cracks began to show. The Western Allies envisioned a democratic, capitalist Germany, while the Soviet Union, under Stalin, was determined to install a communist buffer zone in Eastern Europe. This tension boiled over in Berlin. The city, deep inside Soviet-controlled East Germany, became a flashpoint. The western sectors, controlled by the US, UK, and France, were a vibrant island of democracy and capitalism. The eastern sector, controlled by the Soviets, was something else entirely. As West Germany's economy boomed in the 1950s, the Wirtschaftswunder, or economic miracle, East Germany, officially the German Democratic Republic, or GDR, struggled. Life was restrictive. Opportunities were scarce, and the secret police, the Stasi, were everywhere, creating an atmosphere of fear and paranoia. For East Germans, the open border in Berlin was their escape hatch. Between 1949 and 1961, nearly 3 million people, including many skilled workers, professionals, and intellectuals, fled to the West. This brain drain was a massive embarrassment and a huge economic problem for the GDR. The communist leadership knew they had to stop the bleeding. And so, in the dead of night, on August 13, 1961, the world woke up to a shocking sight. East German soldiers began unspooling miles of barbed wire, tearing up streets, and sealing the border between East and West Berlin. Families were separated in an instant. People who had commuted to work in the West were suddenly trapped. This makeshift barrier quickly evolved into something far more sinister. A 96-mile-long, heavily fortified concrete wall, complete with watchtowers, armed guards, attack dogs, and a terrifying death strip of sand and mines. The Berlin Wall wasn't just a physical barrier, it was the ultimate symbol of the Cold War's Iron Curtain, a concrete manifestation of the division between freedom and oppression. For the next 28 years, the wall stood as a grim reality. Yet, the human spirit is a stubborn thing. People attempted to cross it in the most ingenious and desperate ways imaginable. They dug tunnels, hid in secret compartments in cars, flew in homemade hot air balloons, and even tried to swim across the canals. Many made it. But tragically, at least 140 people lost their lives trying to reach freedom, their stories becoming a somber testament to the wall's cruelty. While the wall seemed permanent, behind the Iron Curtain, change was brewing. By the late 1980s, the Soviet Union was in deep trouble. Its economy was stagnant, and the long, costly war in Afghanistan had taken its toll. A new leader, Mikhail Gorbachev, came to power in 1985 with radical new ideas. Glasnost, meaning openness, and perestroika, meaning restructuring. He signaled to the Eastern Bloc countries that the Soviet Union would no longer use military force to prop up their communist regimes. This was the spark that lit the fire. All across Eastern Europe, pro-democracy movements gained momentum. In Poland, the Solidarity movement won a stunning election victory. In Hungary, the government began dismantling its border fence with Austria, creating a new escape route for East Germans. Thousands flocked to Hungary, hoping to cross into the West. The pressure on the East German government was becoming unbearable. Back in East Germany, the people were finding their voice. Starting in Leipzig, massive peaceful demonstrations shuruhui, chanting, "Wir sind das Volk," "We are the people." These Monday demonstrations grew week by week, spreading to other cities, including East Berlin. The regime was paralyzed. They had celebrated the 40th anniversary of the GDR in October 1989 with grand parades, but the streets told a different story. The people wanted change. And then came the moment that changed everything. November 9, 1989. The East German government, hoping to quell the protests, decided to ease travel restrictions. The plan was to announce it in a controlled way, effective the next day. But at a live, somewhat chaotic press conference, a party official named Günter Schabowski was handed a note about the new policy. A journalist asked when it would take effect. Schabowski, seemingly unprepared, shuffled through his papers and mumbled, "As far as I know, effective immediately, without delay." The words spread like wildfire. East German television broadcast the news. People couldn't believe what they were hearing. Could it be true? Tentatively at first, and then in a flood, thousands fatores de pessoas flocked to the checkpoints along the wall. They were met by confused and overwhelmed border guards who had no clear orders. At the Bornholmer Strasse checkpoint, the crowd swelled, chanting, "Tor auf," "Open the gate." The guards tried to hold them back, but the pressure was immense. Finally, with no guidance from their superiors and facing a peaceful but determined crowd, the guards made a historic decision. They opened the barriers. The scenes that followed were pure, unadulterated joy. East and West Berliners, strangers separated for a generation, poured through the opening, falling into each other's arms, weeping and laughing. People climbed onto the wall, dancing and singing. The sound of champagne corks popping mixed with the chipping of hammers as Mauerspekte. Wall woodpeckers began to dismantle the hated symbol of division piece by piece. The party lasted for days. It was a victory not of armies or politicians, but of ordinary people who had dared to demand their freedom. The fall of the Berlin Wall was a domino that set off a chain reaction. It marked the symbolic end of the Cold War. Within a year, Germany was officially reunified. Across Eastern Europe, communist regimes collapsed one after another. The world map was redrawn, and a new era of hope and possibility dawned. Today, fragments of the wall still stand in Berlin as a memorial, a powerful reminder of a divided past and a celebration of unity. It teaches us that no wall is strong enough to contain the human desire for freedom and connection. The story of its fall is a testament to the power of peaceful protest, the courage of individuals, and the incredible things that can happen when people decide, together, that they are the people. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the moments that shaped our world. See you in the next one.